Welcome to another episode of Winter is Coming. With winter, what immediately comes to my mind are chickpeas. Chickpeas means chana. And with chana, what immediately comes to my mind is Chana Masala. Well, today I'm not showing you how to make a Chana Masala, but instead I'm showing you how to make a basic spice which can be used to make Chana Masala. Let's begin. I'm going to break this into several components. The first one is a set of base spices, which is going to add to the body of the spice mix. The second one are spices which would add in some earthiness and sweetness. The third row here adds in some heat or spice. The fourth row here adds in the element of some leaves. The fifth row here adds in sourness to the recipe. And the last and final row are salts. Now you could possibly be extremely intimidated by this entire array and collection of spices of different categories, but trust me, I'm going to make it extremely simple for you. Like I said, the first collection is the base spices. Now the base spices in this case are Coriander Seeds and Cumin Seeds. The idea is very simple. We take all of this and we broil it. Broiling is nothing but roasting. Let's do that. Let's begin with heating a pan, and to this I'm going to add in Coriander Seeds. Along with this, I'm also going to add in Cumin Seeds. These seeds need to be nice and nutty, but also you need to ensure that they should not get browned. Please remember this because that will change the entire mouthfeel of this spice mix. Now this is almost done and ready. It's nice and fragrant at this stage. Let's transfer this and allow this to cool down. Let's add in the next series or the next batch of spices, and this one, like I said, will add in that wonderful layer of earthiness as well as sweetness. Now cinnamon, of course, we all know it adds in spice, but it also adds in that undertone of sweetness in any recipe. Let's break the stick, and along with this, let's add in some cardamom. Now you can by all means use green cardamom, but I personally like using black cardamom because this already has that little element of smokiness. Let's add this in. Next, let's add in some nutmeg. Let's break this, or rather crack this like so. Along with this, let's add in some cloves, mace. Now, there's one thing that I want all of you to know and understand at this stage. Well, I have turmeric here with me. I have it in the powdered form as well as a root which is dried. Now, in case you have this rhizome or this root, what you can do is you can break it, and with a little bit of oil, just a few droplets of oil, just pan-sear this till it becomes nice and nutty and fragrant. Well, in case you're using powder, like I said, I have both with me. In case you have powder, do not roast this. This can go directly in the grinding process. So please remember this and keep it aside at this stage. Let's broil in the remaining spices. Along with this, I'm also adding in the third club of ingredients, and that is the heat or the spice club. Now, I'm using Kashmiri dried red chilies for these. We need to remove the stalk like so. This is next followed by some peppercorns, and these are black peppercorns. The idea of creating these clubs is very simple. One is to ensure that you understand the recipe, including the clubs, extremely well. The second is dividing it according to its roasting or broiling time. Now, this is also something which is extremely critical because you do not want to add everything at one point in time and burn a few, unroast a few. So you divide it in a way that it's just kind of, different and easy to remember. Let's transfer this as well. I'm going to apply the same principle as applied to the turmeric. Now, if you remember, I kept that aside. I'm also going to keep the ginger powder aside because I'm going to use it later while grinding. Remember that? It is kept aside for now. Let's move on to the next club, and that is the leaf club. Now in this case, I have dried kasuri methi with me and I have fresh mint leaves with me. Now in case you get both fresh, by all means go ahead and use that because I want it to be roasted. In case you have both in dried form, that also needs to be roasted because you just want it to kind of wake up lightly. Remember that. Let's add in kasuri methi and I'm adding in fresh mint. You'll realize by the end of the roasting process, they'll both start looking very similar. Now these two leaves combined together are literally looking like green tea leaves. Now if you see, the mint leaves are literally crumbling and crushing well. That's the stage that you need to roast it up to. Let's transfer this as well. The next set of spices are the souring spices. Let's add in tamarind, seedless. And along with this, I'm going to add in dried pomegranate seeds, also known as anardana. Now this has also become nice and nutty. Let's transfer this. I've kept amchur aside at this stage. Let's add in the amchur powder. In case you get raw mango in its dried form, which is also known as amchur, by all means use that right now. I'm using amchur powder. And along with this, I'm also adding in some salts. In this case, sea salt or table salt, along with which pink salt or black salt. Let's add in sea salt or table salt and pink salt. Let's mix all of this together and roast this on medium flame for at least 30 to 40 seconds. Now you would wonder why dry roast salt? Now that is very important because that increases the shelf life or the keeping quality of this powder spice. All the reticent moisture from the salts have dried off. Let's transfer this as well. And finally, before I forget it myself, let me also add in ginger powder along with turmeric powder. Our spices have come down to room temperature. The next step is to grind this. Now it's important to understand here the grit of the masala. You can grind it nice and coarse or absolutely fine. The choice is completely yours. Time to grind this now. Let's have a quick check. With this, our Chana Masala powder is done and ready. Now it's also important for this to cool down completely because at this stage it has warmed up slightly more. Allow this to cool down and only after that we're going to transfer this in an airtight container. Now that container can be in the refrigerator for at least 6 months. Cook at ease, no stress at all. I'm going to keep a little of the spice for use now and the remaining is for later use. With this, our Chana Masala powder is done and ready. Now just a note of caution, in case you want to keep its shelf life longer, use a dry, clean spoon every time you want to dig in to use these spices. On that note, stay tuned for more such quick, simple and easy recipes. This is me, the Bombay Chef Varun Inamdar, signing off. Bye for now.